Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Thursday night, and well, we have a little bit of time on our hands. I thought it would be fun for us to do a live stream for the video game slash live stream section of the YouTube channel. All things appear to be working well with our streaming services, so it looks like we can go right to our stream without any take one, take two, take three nonsense with my lovable and loyal viewers emailing me with suggestions on how to get the stream working. The stream is working, apparently, and all is right with the world, apparently. It is all kinds of 80 to 90 degrees outside. We got some, I'm sure as the Aqua Teen Hunger Force would call it, global grilling. Shake's Barbecue, the Charnobly, is burning a heyo Tony Romano. I'm referencing Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know if you ever saw the global grilling episode where Shake bought a grill with a nuclear core and it burned a hole in the ozone layer, causing glaciers to melt, and it was like 400 degrees, and hilarity ensued. Good stuff. Gotta go to work in a bit, but I can catch a few minutes. Well, thank you, Tony, for stopping in and all that good stuff. I was hoping to I was planning on starting at like 9:30, but I just had some stuff. Ciao, Diego. I was planning on starting at 9:30, but when a little just various things happen. Just making sure that our stream equipment is all good, and by stream equipment, I basically mean the phone. So, Tony, since you have to go, why don't we get right to the gaming action tonight? We're going to be focusing, not exclusively, but mostly, on the Japanese version of what we in America know as Super Mario All-Stars. In Japan, it is known as the Super Mario Collection. We will be playing this on our modded Super Nintendo Mini, which is indistinguishable from the Model 2 Super Famicom, except the fact that this version is purple. So, we're going to check out some Japanese Super Mario, which is, it's just like Mario All-Stars, except, it might just be me, or just might be the monitor too. Color palette on this seems to be a bit more vivid, and you get the Japanese box art, some different splash screens, so really cool stuff, and you get the Japanese titles, so things like Super Mario USA instead of Super Mario 2, and then the Super Mario Lost levels will be Super Mario 2, so you get that kind of cool stuff. So without further ado, let's get down to playing the Super Mario Collection on the Super Famicom, game that I recently got in the mail, and it is super cool. And actually we see Super Mario in the background right there. Where is he? Right there he is. That's good stuff. Okay, cool. Let's get down to it. Now, I am not as good at Mario as I am at Sonic, but I still enjoy Mario thoroughly. As a proud Italian, Mario is an exemplar for my people. He is he's Italian on the outside, Japanese on the inside, and he has a positive attitude. He likes spaghetti. And he jumps on evil turtles. What's not to like? So yeah, Super Mario baby indeed. I'm gonna pull up a chair and grab my Super Famicom controller, which I actually bought an extender for because it's kind of short. So we see our lovable crew here of Mario and his lovable friends here. Birdo, and Toad is like the cutest buddy ever. Alright. So, like I said, we get the cool Japanese box art here. So we have Mario USA, Mario 2 with its Famicom Disk System box, Mario 1, Mario 3, and back to Mario USA. Why don't we... These are all the 16-bit remakes. Let's start out with some Mario USA. This actually received a very cool manga in Japan, Check out Guy Jillionaire's channel for the details. So here's our story. When Mario opened a door after climbing a long stair in his dream, another world spread before him, and he heard a voice. After awakening, Mario went to a cave nearby, and to his surprise, he saw exactly what he saw in his dream. Push start. Don't mind if I do. Even though we have lots of options here, I'm always best with Mario. It's fun to play as Peach, but yeah. So that's a unique screen to the Japanese version here, and Mario is Doki Doki Panic, a game that was released in Japan for a Fuji TV Summer Festival called Yume Kojo. There's a great video, again, by Guy Jillionaire about that. Great Japanese 80s music was produced for the Yume Kojo Summer Festival. It was basically like a big summer tech fair in 1987, and Doki Doki Panic was the official video game for Yume Kojo. And so Mario 2 ended up getting kind of a turn. Mario 2 is in the United States, a reskinned version of Doki Doki Panic, because game testers thought that Mario 2, the Famicom Disk System version, didn't have enough visual flair and was too hard. But then, in Japan, Mario 2, US version, got released as Mario USA. All the exotic, cool fun of cool American guys. And Mario. And it's also Doki Doki Panic with Mario and some minor differences here and there. So it's just cool stuff. People in Japan liked it. Mario's American Adventure. This is actually a track from Jesus Christ Superstar when Mario turns invincible. We are going to New Jerusalem. I haven't actually seen that. I haven't actually seen Jesus Christ Superstar. I just have seen things about how that song is from Jesus Christ Superstar. This is a lot of fun. Mario, once again, you know, you go through our dream door here, and I think, yep, there's our extra life. So, this game, when it came out in the US, it was a big deal. It was released alongside The Legend of Zelda 2, which was the side-scroller Link. Nintendo was all in its heyday. And we got awesome things like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, which, utilized this game heavily for material for its cartoon, as well as the original Super Mario. Super Mario Brothers Super Show is, I think, my favorite adaptation of Mario. Closely, connected to, not connected to, that's not the right word I'm looking for. Super Mario Brothers Super Show is my favorite. A very close second is the Mario anime movie, where they rescue Princess Peach and she marries a dog man. So look into that. It's just as fun as it sounds. They were going to fight Birdo, jump on some eggs. The first Super Mario Brothers Super Show was really funny. It had this blind Birdo. Not blind, but like had really bad vision. And thought that Toad was her son. And Toad was just like this annoyed... just annoyed with her nonsense. And she like almost dropped him from like this death-defying height. I've never been good at those. Let's try Peach. Although I really should be Mario, but So, you know, the reason that we get to be all these different people in Mario USA is because, you know, in Yume Kojo, you had all these different players with these different skills. So, you know, corresponding Mario players were put in those slots. So Peach got to be the girl character, Toad got to be, I don't know, the equivalent to Toad. Incidentally, Miyamoto worked on both Yume Kojo and Mario, so it's not like, you know, there wasn't Mario creators involved in this game. Ah, jeez. Okay, so we gotta be careful here. Let's hope this is close enough to make an opening. It is. All right. Ah! Climb the ladder, Peach. See what we get in here. Anything fun? Ah, man! Ah, shoot, I missed out on my getting the extra life. Alright. Usually, it's fighting games. Yeah, it is. Hey, Arrow, welcome to the stream. I don't think I see platforms so often. Yeah, no, yeah, so I actually got the Japanese Super Mario All-Stars, known as Super Mario Collection. So we're gonna, you know, start off with that, see where it leads, and let's have some fun. So this is Super Mario USA that we are playing right now. And can I get this invincibility? Ah, darn it! It was right near the freaking exit. Flew too close to the sun. Gonna go back to Mario here. I do like fighting games, though. I do have some fighting games on deck. I was like the Mario USA, aka Mario 2 US version. The most visually, because it's very graphically impressive. It's got the biggest sprites. The gameplay was... Ah, darn it! The gameplay was, you know, noticeably different than other Marios, you know, where you just kind of jumped on your enemies. Here, it was just a lot of picking stuff up and throwing it at your obstacles, be they people or objects. Alright, we're just gonna... Let's see if I can get this here. It's gonna be a little tricky because I got... Ah, darn it! The original version of this was the very first video game Baby Tony played. I love this game. Awesome. Hey, Nick! Love All-Stars. That's how I got into all the original Marios. Awesome! Yeah, I'm more of a Sonic aficionado, but I do very much like Mario as well. So, definitely glad to have this. And again, I'm happy it's the Japanese version. So it's got all the Japanese little specifics. Just, you know, more aesthetically than anything else. Plus, just the name Mario USA sounds cool. It's like Mario eating a hamburger at a diner. Wearing sunglasses. Sitting next to Fonzie. Ah, darn it! There we go. Alright. Oh, good. Heart. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Ah, there we go. It's boss time. Do it, come on. So, who here liked the Super Mario Brothers Super Show? Because that was actually one of the shows that Santino and I used to watch a ton when he was a baby, like baby. And it's also one of the first shows, thank you, Tony, for stopping by, that I remember watching when I would go to before school at St. Mary's. Tony, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. And thank you for giving me a smidgen of your time. I need to stay out of casinos, apparently. Yeah, lots of tries, though. Let's keep being Mario. He's the most well-balanced. Wee. Man, this game looks so good on this monitor. Anything fun here? Yay, extra life. So, I've been watching Matlock, and it's phenomenal. And this one on today where there's actually a 2-part episode where this sexy lady was trying to seduce Matlock because he's so irresistible. But in reality, she was trying to distract Matlock so he wouldn't be against her in trial and convict her for the murder of her sleazeball lover. Absolutely watch the Super Mario Super Show, as you should. Yeah, I love that show. That had, like, great celebrities, too. Like, Nicole Eggert and Magic Johnson and Shabadoo from Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, and then I don't know. Then, like, they, like, got rid of Lou Albano and it wasn't as good. I mean, like, seriously, like, what the frick were they thinking? And it's like, the most annoying thing ever is getting a Super Mario Brothers Super Show DVD, and it's like they cut out the Lou Albano skits. And it's like, that's like the best part of the show. Well, that and the Zelda promos are always good. That was a fun cartoon. Well, excuse me, princess. I don't play a ton of Zelda. I like it. I always like to tease, like, big Zelda fans by saying that the true Zelda dimension is the Philips CDI versions. They always get, like, furious. Anything fun in here? Like a key or anything? Nope. Ah, crap. Alright. It was the It Show. It was short-lived. It's on CBS All Access. Interesting. Always good to know where you can watch the Super Show. I just watched it on YouTube. Can I climb on this here? Yep. I'm gonna jump over this shy guy here. Chuck this mushroom thing at the back of his head. That doesn't work. So we're gonna have to make some kind of a crude ladder here. Now, what? Ugh. Why must you torture me so? Ooh, ooh. Does this have to be so difficult? You know, if this was Sonic, I could just, like, start smashing through things. Oh, all the Sonic variation cartoons. Cool. I was not anywhere nearly as big a fan of the Sonic Saturday Morning cartoon. Oh, what? I thought I had enough distance. It was too dark and weird. Like the original, like the syndicated Sonic cartoon, the one that was on in the morning, like before you went to school, that was great. That sunk up with the video game very well. It was funny. But the whole, like, Sonic Underground... Sonic Underground was another weird show, but, like, the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon with, like, Princess Sally and, like, the genocidal Dr. Robotnik and his, like, that weird old guy hedgehog that was Sonic's uncle or something. It's really weird. Like, the Japanese team was not a big fan of that show from what I gathered. Ah! No! I heard that, they wanted to have... can I climb the ladder with this? No. That, it was floated for a minute that the sequel to Sonic 3 was actually going to be in the universe of the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon. And, you know, that didn't happen. Wow, why am I doing so much worse here? Can I just go in and out of this door here? We can, like, reset things here. Let's forget that unpleasantness ever happened. But you can actually see footage of the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon game. It's really weird. It's like stealth Sonic. It's not very fast. It was called like Sonic 16 or something like that. You can see, if you ever like look into the lore of Sonic Extreme, there's you know, footage of that shown. Because, you know, Sonic Extreme was the planned sequel for Sonic and Knuckles. Or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I should say. Yeah, I can't believe that Sega didn't have their A-team working on the Sonic sequel for the Saturn. That worked out. Gosh darn it. On the ladder, Mario. Or on the chain, I mean. Steady. I think that Mario, like, these games have a definite spike in difficulty. I don't know why I'm glowing so much when I'm squatting down, but... Oh, I'm so close. You. Alright, let's see if we can do this here. Yeah. Just gonna go for it. Oh, what? Why can't this be easy? Yeah, of course, it's gonna wake everything up. Alright, now, just go, 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 go. Crap. Where's this stupid door? Man, I could really use one of those heart things right now. Just running on adrenaline. Ah, oh, man! Well, at least I'm through this door here. And I am a little bigger. Well, I was a little bigger. No, now I'm dead. Darn it! I'm taking a sip of coffee here. Getting too old for this. Let's try Toad. You need his sassy wisdom. I actually don't remember what the big difference with Toad is. Careful. It's weird streaming to Mario because I'm, having to pay a lot of attention to the screen here. Whereas with a fighter, or something else, like I can look back. Toad is the fastest character. Interesting. It's boss time. Is this Mauser? Yes. Now, if memory serves, I gotta, throw these bombs back at him. Ah, darn it. Ah, darn it. Held on to a grenade too long. Alright, if I remember, everyone's difference, lots of speed jump. Okay, we're gonna go with Mario again. Hopefully I can just go right back to Mauser. Yep. Okay, good. Alright, he'll start just blowing up the rocks for me here. I remember... I think you gotta, sneak up behind him. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yep. Okay. Ah, darn it. Should we just, throw a bomb, right back here? It actually would have been really cool if, the sequel to Mario Hotel on the Philips CDI actually came out. That actually looked it looked like a really good Mario game. And it would have been on CD format, too. We got him. Yeah, that was not our finest hour. Ooh, World 2-1. Play a little of this, then we can go check out another Mario game. I also have Mario USA, the NES version, on the Famicom Mini, which is one of my favorite games to play on it. Out of all the Mario games, that definitely looks the most visually impressive on the original Nintendo, on the Famicom. The ending animation on that game as well is really nice. It's got Mario sleeping, and it looks just really, really, really good. I remember there were these 1990 Nintendo calendars that were out when I was in kindergarten. Ah, game over. Ah, well. Alright, can I get back to the main menu here? Or do I have to just reset it? I think I'm gonna have to just reset it. Okay. Well, hopefully that saved my game, since I can't read Japanese. Did that save it? No, darn it, didn't save my game. Alright, whatever. Let's do some other Mario 2. Super Mario Brothers 2 for super players. Mario 2 is a nice looking game, however, 2 and the Lost levels are royal pains. Yeah, I actually have the real Mario 2 on the Famicom disk system, but sadly my disk system doesn't work. Well, this is planned. I'm actually going to grab the disc to Mario 2. I'll show you what it looks like. So I have 2 Famicom disk system games, but this right here is Mario 2 on the Famicom disk system. It sadly didn't come with the insert, so it's just the disc. And this actually plays well when the Famicom disk system decides to work, but sadly, I think a rubber band in it is broken because I'm getting a lot of weird grinding noises when that works, when that turns on, and yes, this is lost levels for the American version because this was never released until this game. So, because you know the Famicom disk system was the really big deal in Japan. Like this is what Nintendo was releasing all their top titles on, because it was more cost effective and it was smaller and it just it was a big deal. So, a lot of big Nintendo titles were released exclusively on the disk system in the mid to late 80s. And then once chips became more affordable, they started making games on cartridges again. The other big problem with the disk system is that there are rubber bands inside of it that break. To the point where Nintendo just had a repair service for the disk system. So if you own a disk system, and I was always like, oh, it's not going to happen to me, and it's like, yeah, it happened. So your disk system is likely going to need to have new rubber bands inside of it at some point. And so that was a big problem with the disk system. The other problem with the disk system, which is still like really good. I mean, like the disk system is one of the main reasons why you have add-ons for systems, because it was highly successful in Japan. There were piracy issues, and floppy disks are not that durable, so there's definitely a downside. But floppy disks can, hold a lot more memory than your standard NES cartridge. So, and you can actually rewrite them if you want. So. But we're going to play some Super Mario 2. Poison mushrooms and all. So it's best to just avoid this whole area there, because there's a poison mushroom there. So if you actually read up on the history of this game, the developers just apparently liked to really make challenging levels, and they're like, oh well, let's just make a game out of it, because they were like they would entertain themselves playing these challenging levels that they made. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not unusual for American games to actually have a higher difficulty than the Japanese versions, but this was a situation where, I don't know, Japanese people really like their Mario, and, so they just made a really hard Mario game, and just thought it wouldn't work for the American market, so they left it in Japan and reskinned Doki Doki. Fire Mario! Yeah! I actually like to relax. I mean, I've never beaten it, but I actually sometimes just like to relax playing Mario 3. I've only beaten 2 Marios. That was a horrendous jump there. I've beaten the original Super Mario Brothers and Mario 64, and that's it. I've beaten every Sonic a million times. At least I've beaten all the good 2D Sonics. But I like Mario a lot, but it's definitely I don't know, a game I need to beat more. I've definitely played them all a decent amount. But, you know, Mario's got that much more methodical pace. I actually got this game off of Etsy. This is an original Japanese cartridge. I know, like, sometimes Etsy will be known for having its repros, which, I mean, I have zero issue with repros. But you can sometimes just find people who just sell their Japanese games, and that's what I found. You can actually see some cool Famicom Disk System commercials on YouTube if you look for them. I recommend it. Oh, I hate this crap. Super Mario 3. Sorry. Mario 3, Super Mario World, Mario 64 is for beating. I almost beat the original Mario I grew up with. Never had a Sega growing up. I had a Sega growing up because I wanted... So this is how it worked. You know, a lot of my friends had the NES. And I wanted one, and my mom was like, no. But then, crap. She went back to school and got her teaching degree when I was in the 3rd grade. And because of that, I had to stay home by myself when I was in 3rd grade over the summer. So, you know, I basically just watched daytime judge shows, ate whatever food she left for me, and, you know, I was kind of on my own. And I, you know, didn't do anything bad. You know, I was trustworthy and everything. So to reward me for my good behavior, my mom got me a Sega Genesis, which at that point in time was the system that I really wanted. And was, you know, better than the... Definitely, it was a much better graphically than the NES. So that was what I grew up with. And I had X-Men for it. And it was just really, 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 really good. Now, I grew to really like the Super Nintendo, or the Super Famicom, as I got more into Japanese games. I mean, that's not correct. As I got more into anime when I was in high school, I found that the Super Nintendo, the Super Famicom, was the most popular system in Japan at that time. So a lot of really good RPGs in anime style were released on it. Now, the Sega Genesis, you know, was definitely a Japanese console with a lot of really great games, but it was not as popular as the Super Nintendo was in Japan. So my appreciation for the Super Nintendo came more when I was in high school, and the Sega Genesis is what I grew up with. And for that reason, I think is, you know, I tend to prefer the Mega Drive Genesis to the Super Nintendo on average, in terms of just having games you can pick up and play. But I really hold the Super Famicom in extremely high regard, and it's absolutely one of my favorite systems. So, yeah. The RPGs on the Super Famicom are just phenomenal. In fact, I'm hoping tomorrow I might actually get a cartridge copy of Tales of Phantasia in English. I'm either going to stream tomorrow or Saturday, because I'm expecting Vampire Hunter for the Sega Saturn tomorrow. Oh, crap, I have a funny story to tell you guys, which I'll tell you once we finish up this round of Mario 2. It's actually not so much funny as it is incredibly annoying, but we'll see how it turns out. Probably not well. Ah, crap. Ah, well. Okay, so, hang on a second. We're going to rotate our camera like so. Hello. All right. hang on. That was the sound of a remote control falling. Okay, so here's the deal. As you know, I enjoy CRT monitors. On certain CRT monitors, there are component cables which give you the RGB inputs, right? I'm sure you guys all know this. If you have a 480i component system, that is very hard for, I guess, like standard HDMI converters to go to. So, like, to go from HDMI to component 480i, a lot of the converters you see, actually all the converters you see on Amazon don't have that, except for this one that's never in stock on Amazon. Like, ever. I've never seen it in stock. It's called the Universal Converter Adapter or something. So I went crazy searching for this thing. There's one YouTube video. So if you like search for HDMI to Trinitron, you'll actually find one of my videos, and you'll find this other guy's video that has this device. So I looked up this device all over the internet, and I found this one Chinese website that had it. And I was like, I know this is going to be a long shot because, you know, who knows if this site is, like, legit or not. But it had, like, secure payment on it and things like that. So I was like, you know, this was, like, this, like, kind of reminded me, like, back in high school. You know, it's like you just mined the internet for stuff. There weren't these, like, standard places where you just could reliably go for stuff. It was kind of, you had to, like, dig. So I was digging, and I found what I was looking for. And so, like, payment went through. I got a confirmation number. I got a tracking number, and I'd been tracking it. And yesterday, to my pleasant surprise, I saw that it was in Syracuse. So I was like, awesome, it's probably going to come in the mail today. And it did come today. And by it, I mean, I'll show you what I got in the mail today. Hold on a second. This may entertain you, or it may enrage you. I don't know. So hold on a second. So I was expecting a box that was, you know, pretty substantial, that would have like a converter in it, you know, like about, you know, maybe bigger than the size of my hand. So I get something this big in the mail with Chinese writing on it. So I'm like, huh, must be a lot smaller than I expected. Then I saw this carrying case, and I was like, that's weird. What is this? And then I opened it up, and it's a pair of Coach sunglasses, which have to be knockoffs. Like, I don't know if Coach sunglasses actually just say Coach on them. But this is definitely not what I ordered. So, yeah, so after, like, weeks of waiting and, like, digging, I was really hoping I could get that HDMI to 480i converter so I could have the crispest possible picture for watching Roku or playing other HDMI things on my CRT Trinitron here. Actually, all the Trinitrons are CRTs. On my Trinitron here. My commercial grade Sony right here. But alas, it's... I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. But we still do have a nice system here. Are you implying you weren't expecting Coach sunglasses? They're quite the bargain, you know. I paid $51 for this thing. So I have a $51 pair of Coach sunglasses. I don't even know if I should take them out of the bag or not. I mean, there's no way... I don't know. I don't think this guy's going to respond to me at all. Because I emailed and said, hey, can I actually get what I ordered here? Sorry. And I've yet to hear a response. The phone is on a toaster plug as we speak. So, oh no, this is a Ziploc bag, so yeah, let's see what these look like here. These are probably for women here. Yeah, all right, good deal. This is stunning right here. I just need to, like, Cyclops. Except these glasses are probably going to give me corona. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So, then my friend, you gotta bargain these $50 Coach sunglasses right here from the mean streets of Shanghai. So I would happily trade you authentic Coach sunglasses for something that will allow me to play HDMI Star Trek True Sinister. How the hell are you? Yeah. So I don't know if you heard this or not, but I was expecting in the mail today from China. I had to do some digging to get a HDMI to component 480i converter for my Trinitron, my commercial grade Trinitron. And I've been tracking the package dutifully, and I'm glad that you're good. And what I got in the mail, rather than my converter, was this pair of Coach sunglasses from Shanghai. So, this is not at all what I ordered or wanted. So, yeah, I don't want these. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I might just keep them for a funny story or try to, give them to my wife. If the guy from China actually contacts me and wants these sent back, I will. I think they would have made more money trying to sell people those that actually want. I don't care, man. I want that converter. I went onto the guy. There is one guy who has this converter, and he's on YouTube. When I went to UPS, they said they currently ship to China. Okay, well, then maybe I can send these back and get what I want. But this guy, I just straight up, I told this guy in the comment section of his video, I'm like, I've been going crazy trying to find this converter. I name your price. Sell me yours. Okay. Don't. Oh, they don't ship to China. Oh, well, that's no good. Well, then I, have a pair of women's sunglasses, which I guess is okay, because I guess on occasion Hollywood Hogan would, wear his wife's sunglasses. That was Kevin Nash's big dig on him, that was like, ooh. NWO Wolfpack was never as cool as the NWO Black and White. And the only way the NWO Wolfpack got to be cool was when Hogan joined. And then, it was like the Elite. So there's that. So anyway, I'm wearing my over 9,000 shirt. So anyway, Master Roshi. Okay, so that makes me like him a little better, though. Master Roshi glasses right there. Kame Sennin, as he likes to be called. So, True Sinister Wolfpack was everyone. Yeah, you know what really bothers me too? I listen to interviews with Kevin Nash, who I'm a big fan of, don't get me wrong. But he'll say things like, oh yeah, they didn't let Scott in the Wolfpack, because he was mad that Scott Hall wasn't in the Wolfpack. Well, I got news for you, man. If you get Macho Man, Hulk's traditional tag partner, then Hulk gets Scott Hall. That's how that's going to work, okay? Did you watch the reality show Hogan Knows Best? I did. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Nash was full of it. Yes, he was. I really like Kevin Nash as a performer, and I say this with the utmost respect as someone who enjoyed Kevin Nash's work throughout my childhood. He is not as smart as he thinks he is. I mean, I guess none of us are as smart as we think we are, but he's definitely not as smart as he thinks he is. He's just, I don't know. He's like the kind of person that is like, well, I'll have you know that I saw a documentary on the History Channel, and now I know all I need to know about this topic, So that's this guy. Or I watch CNN, or I have a very high IQ, And it's like, if you have to tell people how intelligent you are, you're not that intelligent, And he just comes off as kind of being very arrogant. That said, he is very good at his job as a professional wrestler. And he is one of those wrestlers that can do a lot with a little. I think people overestimate my intelligence. Well, if you wear glasses, it's the Seinfeld joke, right? If you wear glasses, people will just assume you're smart. I mean, you can be a complete idiot. Just wear a nice pair of glasses. Who is the smartest wrestler in interviews? Al Snow. Absolutely. Absolutely listen to Al Snow shoot interviews. That guy is super sharp. He's sharp as hell. He's really interesting to listen to. Al Snow is someone who has always been, I think, kind of definitely like upper mid card quality performer, but he is just which is not a bad thing at all. He's in talented. He's a talented martial artist too. But if you listen to Al Snow's insights about wrestling, it's just really nice to listen to. Kane, well, Kane is a mayor, isn't he? I've never actually listened to Kane do any shoot interviews, but I know that Kane is an actual politician. So, I mean, I would have loved to have seen his debates. Leaf Cassidy and the New Rockers, yes. Marty Jannetty, Jesse Ventura is also super smart. I think Jesse Ventura is like too negative about religion, but like everyone's got their own opinions on that. But and Jesse Ventura, like he goes on these like he's in these conspiracy theory circles, but like which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but um he I mean let me put it this way. More often than not, I find Jesse Ventura to be very intelligent. I think sometimes he can go a little bit off the deep end, but I think more often than not, Jesse Ventura is a very insightful person. And I loved him in Predator, and I loved him in Running Man. And if you listen to him talk about unionization and pro wrestling, it's also very interesting. Like, he claims that Hulk Hogan stooged him out about trying to unionize for pro wrestling, and I actually believe it. I do like Saturday Night Slam Masters, and I don't think I have it, sadly. But I do have other games with Mike Hagrin. I was actually just looking at something about Saturday Night Slam Masters today. I think it was Top Hat Gaming Man had a Saturday Night Slam Masters video he was uploading. Like, as far as I'm concerned, as far as like Hulk Hogan goes, like his conduct backstage and then his conduct as a performer and a personality and an icon are two different things. So I know that Hulk Hogan is no angel as like a person backstage in professional wrestling, but at the same time, I don't think that actually detracts from the fact that he is the greatest good guy and the greatest bad guy. Um, I always watch him; he's a cool guy. Ventura, yeah, no, Ventura's cool as hell. Um, you know who's super underrated? Talking about the new Rockers, Marty Jannetty is as good as Shawn Michaels. Friends or Seinfeld? Seinfeld. Absolutely. I don't dislike Friends, but Hulk and Hollywood are two different things, yes. You know what Hulk and Hollywood remind me of is when you ever play Marvel vs. Capcom and then you like have Ryu turn into evil Ryu? You know, kind of like can switch his personalities. Oh, Top Hat Gaming Man. Yes, I do like Top Hat Gaming Man. He's very good. Seinfeld is like a show that I can watch and always enjoy. So, Top Hat is a wrestler. I did know that. I think he had a tryout for TNA, actually. I think he was on their British boot camp show. When Hulk was with TNA, they were like really popular in England, and they were. People crap on Hulk and Eric Bischoff in TNA, but as far as I'm concerned, that was their best. That was their best product, and I would second that time period. I would say I put Hulk and Bischoff at number one, and then like the Asylum period after the Hogan Bischoff period. And I like TNA. Like I was a big TNA fan up until they got kicked off of Pop TV, and then they just like really hit the toilet. Like, they got like no one showing up. Favorite Japanese wrestler and why? The Great Muta. Because when I was growing up, I saw him wrestle the Giant on an episode of, I can't remember, Saturday Night or Nitro, but he was cool as hell. Like, he was in the NWO, Great Muta, and he would, like, have, like, NWO written on his face paint. It looked, like, really, really badass. And Giant, Big Show is, like, this, like, huge 7-foot guy. And Muta, you just expected it to be a squash match, but it really surprised me because like Muta was like sliding in between Giant's legs and like kept kicking him in the legs and stuff, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's awesome. And then like Giant like went for the choke slam and Muta missed him like right in the face, did his like green mist right in his face. So I was like really like I was like a huge Muta fan after that. So what time does AEW start? It is every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10. And it is absolutely my favorite TV show as far as like American cable, like as far as like I don't know if it's mainstream or not, but like stuff that is on cable, like or network television, AEW is my favorite thing to watch. It's disappointing how Hogan and Vader were respectively great in New Japan, but their WCW program was garbage. I don't agree with that. I think that I mean I respectfully disagree. I actually liked Hogan and Vader's match quite a bit. Like if you actually go and watch Hogan and Vader, watch their match on YouTube. It's really good in WCW. So if memory serves me correctly, um, was Muda in the crowd for that match? Is Muto Keiji? I want to say because like I know they had like all these like dignitaries in the match, and like Ric Flair was one of them, and Ric Flair was like technically retired. Vader's an asshole in real life. I mean, he's dead now, sadly, but he's a huge jerk to my friend who worked in minor league pro wrestling. I don't know if I told you that story or not, but I wanted to have Vader sign a sign because I draw like wrestling signs, so you see that Sting sign in the background, which Sting actually signed. So you can see. Hang on a second. Yeah, 2-0 from Sting right there. Vader's like, I'm not even gonna look at that without $30. So I was like, that's the kind of dude Vader is or was, sadly. But Sting was like a hugely like super nice guy. Anyway, I'm a big fan of like the Hogan Vader feud, and I'm actually a big fan of maybe not Vader as a person, but Vader as a performer. I really liked in WCW when he was in the Dungeon of Doom and was like teleporting to different places. A man I talked to on Discord said Vader would legitimately brutalize. I believe it. Yeah, no, Vader's an asshole. Like I just can't believe like he would work for an indie circuit and then just treat his coworkers like garbage, Um he just doesn't seem like a nice guy. Paul Orndorff beat the crap out of him. Vader, I mean, this is what from like shoot interviews, what I can gather of Vader. It's like, I think he can be a good guy, but I think he can be an a-hole when he wants to. And, I think he tries to bully people sometimes, and sometimes it backfires on him. So, and I don't know, like people always say that his WWF run was really bad, but I don't agree with that either. Like, I don't know, people like these critics have these like grand statements that everyone agrees with, but personally, Vader had a reputation for being stiff. Hogan was afraid to work with him for being stiff. Like that's like I like to listen to Bischoff's podcast sometimes. And initially, Hogan didn't want to work with him because he has a bad reputation. Nash lied about seeing the Orndorff incident. I would tend to believe people like Tony Schiavone. Like Tony Schiavone has very little incentive to lie about stuff. Yeah, there's no way Nash could have seen the Orndorff incident. He would have been in WWF at the time because that was like I think it was like that was before the first Nitro because Nash was still Diesel. Yeah, I don't even think Vader was even on Nitro. I know he was in the intro to Nitro. But I think that Orndorff incident happened before Nitro, and so Vader and Luger kind of switched companies. So Vader went to WWF, and then Luger went to WCW. And I mean, I think that they're both good in their own ways, but I think Luger made a much bigger impact. So I remember, and if someone can find this, please show me. Yes, because I remember I used to watch WCW worldwide in syndication. I used to stay up Saturday nights and watch it. It was on like the Syracuse Channel 7 on like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I used to watch like Highlander, and I used to watch WCW worldwide. And WCW worldwide would have these like insane vignettes. Like I loved them. Like before the NWO. Yeah. Like Vader had teleported away from the Dungeon of Doom, like legit teleported out of there. I love cartoon WCW. It's insane, ridiculous, fantastic stuff. So Vader rejected the powers of the Dungeon of Doom, teleported away on his own and started to kind of like have like this kind of grudging respect. He and Hogan had this like respect for each other, and Vader was training with Hogan's team for War Games. And they did this whole vignette on Worldwide where Hogan was like leading Vader, Macho Man, and Sting through this obstacle course. And there's this whole vignette of that happening. And then I remember at the bottom of the screen, it said that Luke, it was like a crawl at the bottom of the screen that Luger was going to replace Vader in the thing, because Worldwide is taped ahead of time. I have never lived in Syracuse. I've lived in Cortland my entire life, but I have been to Syracuse several times. Dungeon of Doom was like low-key DC Legion of Doom, both under the Warner umbrella. I guess so. I love Dungeon of Doom. I mean, people crap on it, but as far as I'm concerned, like, I was a huge Hulk Hogan fan growing up, and once Hogan left the WWF and was gone for like a minute, I wanted Hogan in wrestling, and I just decided one day randomly to watch WCW. I just was like, I'll see what WCW is all about. I'd been watching some Atlanta Braves baseball and stuff like that. So I'm gonna watch some WCW, and it was that was Hogan's Ticker Tape Parade episode. And so I was like, oh, holy crap, Hogan is debuting here. So then I was just hooked on WCW after that. What is Syracuse like compared to Cortland? Syracuse is like a small, big city. It's got a lot of local news stations. It has one of the biggest malls in the country called Destiny USA. It has one of the most prestigious college basketball programs in the country, the Syracuse Orangemen. It's got a mediocre to good college football team. It's recently become my favorite baseball team's AAA club. I'm a big fan of the New York Mets, and so now there's the Syracuse Mets. And love their theme song, especially the Yes, I know. Dungeon Doom's theme song was amazing. Syracuse sadly does have a lot of crime. Yeah. So it's definitely got a lot of poor. Orange is the new fast. Yeah. It's got a lot of it's definitely got a lot of African American poverty in it, and that also means that there's a lot of crime, and it's not unusual to see the Syracuse News and have them be talking about shootings. So there's definitely parts of Syracuse that you kind of want to avoid, but I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty cool place, but I mean, I'm happy living in Cortland. But it's a fun place to go to, So yes, that's Syracuse. Although I should say my friend just moved to Syracuse and his car got stolen, but then it got found. So it's like the Frogurt. That's bad. That's good. Dungeon of Doom had a lot of intimidating looking big guys. Yes, they did. The cool thing about Dungeon of Doom was like, they took all of Hogan's enemies in WWF and gave them bad guy superpowers. South Salina Street has a very anti-establishment sign-up. That's my negative of working up there. South Salina Street, I always hear that place is pretty rough. So, yeah. I mean, I know like older people, when they like drive past South Salina Street, they're always like very concerned, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. But I love watching local Syracuse TV, and there's like this guy named I've never been to his store, but like it's this like really awesome cheesy hip hop store called Sharif's World of Fashion. And this guy in the commercial, he's like just throwing like baggy jeans and snapbacks at the TV, and he's like, "Come to Sharif's World of Fashion because I'm different." That sucks about Syracuse. I wanted to visit Syracuse, but I changed my mind. Just if you want to go to the mall in Syracuse, like it's not bad. I mean, just, avoid the bad neighborhoods. I mean, I guess it's like that anywhere, but I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I don't think it's like exceptionally good or bad. I'll just visit Cortland instead. Cortland is nice, man. I mean, put it this way. Nobody thinks Cortland is nice except for me, who enjoys it. So, Cortland's just a quaint working class town. And if you avoid trouble, it avoids you. So, and I mean, with quarantine going on, it's probably not the best time to travel, but you know, there's a lot of I don't know. There's just some nice restaurants in Cortland, and I live in an old Italian, community, so it's fun. But there's not like, I mean, there's not a ton to do here if you don't like shopping at Marshalls or Walmart, you know. Like, I mean, the big thing to do is like go to Marshalls, go to Walmart, go get ice cream, go to a cool restaurant. You know, that's kind of it. We have a nice kind of old school movie theater that's like not a Regal, so it's like a legit old movie theater with sticky floors, which is nice. And I like to box in a restored abandoned factory, and there's a comic shop and a boxing gym, which is really cool. And I like to just kind of go in there alone and just kind of hit the bags and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So, is Cortland an underrated town in upstate New York? I think so, but a lot of people just they just want to leave because they think they're better than Cortland. But I don't know. There's some people who like it. I don't know. It's like the worst thing about Cortland is meth. Like if you seek out meth, you could probably find it. Like I worked in a drugstore and there was a lot of I worked in a drugstore and kind of the more like rough like Cortland has like a sub working class that makes poor life choices. That's the best I can describe it. Cortland is kind of diverse, high poverty, yeah, but we don't realize that it's high poverty because everyone's it's like holy crap, you make $100,000, that's like if you made $100,000 you'd be like set here, so I mean I'm super happy, but it's definitely not the worst place. Yes, Nick lives here, so and he dies a little bit inside every day. That's not true. No, yeah, Nick, Nick and I are Cortlandites, so it's good stuff. But no, I have family from Italy that comes and visits Cortland. Does Cortland have weed shops? No, we have some vape stuff. Weed is illegal, I still believe, in New York State. So this is not your place to indulge in that. You'd have to do it illegally, and I don't recommend doing that. Cortland does have some vaping shops, though, so I wouldn't recommend that either. But there's if you need some kind of thing to relax, Cortland cannot legally supply you with that. So, yes, not that it's the worst thing in the world, but but it is what it is. Cool. All right. I live in Homer. There aren't good state jobs around here, so I commute to Syracuse. Vape is illegal. But you can get CPD everywhere. Oh, you're right. Okay, sorry about that. You can get vaping stuff here in California. We have weed shops everywhere. All right, I see. Okay, so yeah, there's like stuff. Okay. There's smoke shops. Well, let's put it that way. Cortland has smoke shops where you can get paraphernalia, then you're kind of on your own. So, but I don't personally recommend that path. But we're all adults here, and make your own decisions and live wisely. So different states have different laws about that stuff. So. Cortland, your best bet is to go to the Green Arch and get an old fashioned, because that is going to taste good and that'll get you buzzing. So, drink in moderation. Any famous celebrities from Cortland? Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie Dio is probably our biggest celebrity. So Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is from Cortland. Trying to think who else. But Dio is the one that pops out off the top of my head. Kathy Bertini worked in the United Nations. Millard Fillmore, who ran for president, is from Moravia. Charlie Bertini is a trumpet guy. He's pretty famous. But I think our most famous export, next to me, is Ronnie Dio. Because, Dio's really big. I mean, he's, you can go like anywhere and see stuff for like Ronnie Dio and Dio the band and Holy Diver and stuff with Black Sabbath and things like that. Yeah, if you do or don't, that's all. It's up to you, man. I'm cool either way. But yeah, Ronnie Dio is the biggest one off the top of my head. Yeah, former presidential candidate Millard Fillmore's from around here, but not from Cortland specifically. So yeah, but yeah, so that's there's that. I live in the vicinity of Dio Way. So if you watch actually my JoJo's Bizarre one of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reviews, I'm actually like next to the sign of Dio Way for the intro to it. So, but it was me, Dio. Lots of famous people from Syracuse. Yes, that has to do with the university too, like Bob Costas, Tom Cruise, Al Roker. So lots of famous people. Mick Foley, the pro wrestler, went to Cortland State. And Kevin James from King of Queens also went to Cortland State. So it's not unusual for you to see Kevin James wearing a Cortland t-shirt. Yes, I am the number one. I am Ichiban, as Hulk Hogan would say. Cool. All right. Joe Biden's from Syracuse. That's right. Yes, you and them are both teachers. That's true. Cortland is... When college is in session, we have a state college here that I went to. I actually really like that college a lot. It's a pretty campus. Nick, what would you say about like 25,000? Probably about 25,000 people. I don't know. On average. So it's not very big. So, yes. Is Joe Biden from Syracuse or did he just go to the university? I shouldn't be scratching my ears. Should avoid touching your face. This is like the just chatting part of our stream here. Maybe 10K people or so. We got more than that. He went to SU. Yeah, lots of people go to SU. SU's a big school. This area here actually has a lot of nice college campuses, like within the area. So Cortland's got a SUNY school. Then for athletics, there's Syracuse University. For like Ivy League, you have Cornell University. Alec Baldwin is from... All the Baldwins are from Syracuse. And then the kind of like average of Binghamton... I'm sorry, the average of kind of like Syracuse and Cornell is Binghamton University, which is like the most prestigious SUNY school. So, there's like Ithaca College, which is very big for communications. So there's like a lot of like nice schools within driving distance of Cortland, and Cortland has its own school, which has it's not like it's not Division 1, but it's nice for athletics, and it makes a lot of teachers come out of it. Cortland is pretty cheap to live in, but like Nick is saying, there's not a very high income here, so it all kind of averages out. So the cost of living and people's income they kind of go together. Cortland is cheap as far as buying homes. Homer is expensive because of its taxes, but living, yeah, that's true. Ithaca is actually very expensive to live in because of Cornell. So I would not recommend living in Ithaca. If you work in Ithaca, like my wife does, live in Cortland. Because you can live much cheaper, and it's only about like a half an hour, 20-minute drive to Ithaca. So, yep. Cool. All right. So that's your tour of Central New York right there, where dreams come true. One thing I'll say about Cortland is when all this kind of violence was going on semi-recently, Cortland had none of it. Actually, I was in like the Occupy Wall Street movement too. Like, whenever Cortland's versions of these protests are always very chill. Like the police tend to get along. I mean, I don't know, like, 'cause I stay out of trouble, but like everyone just seems to be pretty chill with each other. I mean, if you do stupid stuff, you'll get into trouble. But if you avoid stupid stuff, you will be fine as far as I can tell, at least in my experience here. So that's Cortland. Stay out of trouble and go to Marshall's. Get yourself a nice shirt. You know what sucks? And I'm not bragging here, but like I've put on muscle because I've been working out so much, and I can't fit into my my Adam Levine Marshall's Hawaiian shirts anymore. Like I'm like having to cut the sleeves off of everything. This is my curse for being such a a pro wrestling bound stud right there. Upstate New York is very different than New York City. Yes, it is. It's we're full of trees, and some people have Confederate flags here, which people find offensive, but some people don't. So my whole thing is, if you can separate racism from that, I don't care. Yes, Syracuse has a very nice mall. It was almost one of the big. It was at one point going to be the biggest mall in the country, but it's not quite. But it is one of the biggest malls in the country. Yes, very cool. True Sinister, are you in New York State? You don't have to respond to that if you don't want to. But either way, let's play some more Mario. Let's play some Mario 3. That was a nice chat. Alright, I'm going to grab my remote control. We'll rotate things. I've got some other Super Famicom games on deck. So, I do have, like, Gundam Wing Endless Duel. Nope, not from New York. Cool. Auburn, 35 miles. You're from L.A. West Side. Tourists. Carson. Cool. Not too many tourists. When the New York Jets used to train in Cortland. So we actually would get a lot of celebrities like coming into Cortland because of. Oh, you're by Compton. All right, that is relevant to the West Side. Okay. Yeah. So like Hayden Panettiere would come around. Jack Nicholson came around here. Like lots of celebrities would blow in through on the down low when the Jets were in town. Like HBO was filming here. So when the New York Jets were training in Cortland, it was like a big deal. But once Rex Ryan kind of got ousted from the Jets started training down in New Jersey, and they've sucked ever since. So that's what you get for ditching Cortland, guys. So, and it was like Mark Sanchez semi-dated one of my wife's friends, and that's putting it mildly. He's just putting it too formally, but. I'll put it at that. And Tim Tebow is in Syracuse right now. He plays for the Mets. But Tim Tebow also played for the Jets. He was in town for a minute. Michael Vick, who is super controversial. West Side, yeah. Rogue Drums, pretty busy but saying hi. Yes, we're playing Mario, and we've spent the last probably 20 minutes to a half an hour talking about the merits of living in Cortland and other things. So, True Sinister is working in Compton pre-corona, but is in Anaheim, often in Anaheim. Nice. Cool. We'll go see an Angels game sometime. Very good. So, I was actually, when I was at the gym today, in my rotation, I'm a huge Bad Boy Records fan, but I do enjoy my Tupac. So, I was listening to some Rear View, looking at the world through my rear view. So that's one of the things I put in my boxing mix. So good stuff. Alright. Back to Mario. We'll see where it goes. Event security, pre-corona. Got a lot of vacant lots. That's a good job. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the way that Dodge Shadow looked at me. Here's a ticket. Alright. We'll rotate this. Alright, where'd my remote go to adjust our visuals here? Alright, hold on. You look like more of a West Coast guy than an East Coast guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's something about Biggie and Puff Daddy. I'm a huge I like both. I like both brands of hip hop, but Biggie and Puff Daddy were like the hip hop superheroes for me when I was in junior high. Let's go with some. Let's kick it old school. The OG. Well, let's know how the battery works on this. You know why I like Puff Daddy so much? Because I love 80s music, and a lot of his stuff is just like 80s music with rap over it. And I like that sweet and salty mix, you know? The hard with the soft. Which, incidentally, I have to buy dinner tomorrow night. My wife's birthday's coming up. I don't know what I should get. I'm gonna lie and, like, say I got her nothing, and then, you know, I'm gonna pull, like, a box out of the basement, and I'm gonna write Congo on it. Like, I found this disheveled box with Congo written on it. And then she can open it up, and her presents will be inside. But I have to get dinner tomorrow night. I don't know what I'm gonna order. I love this Mario face in the background. Ice Cube. Yeah, I love Ice Cube. Your mom knew Snoop's family. That is crazy. That is awesome. Isn't Sasha Banks related to Snoop? I like Snoop. I always personally, I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone in any way, shape, or form, but I always felt that in that whole East Coast, West Coast nonsense that the Bad Boy crew was definitely more chill. You know, like, I don't know, I feel like Suge Knight felt threatened by Bad Boy, and then just kind of, you know, I think he accused them of shooting Tupac, which I don't think was true, and then then everyone just kind of went nuts. So, and I think Bad Boy's stuff was more defensive than Death Row's, but I think everyone involved was super talented, and I sadly think that those guys, I mean, they were like, we think of them like now because we're older as like being older than they were, but those guys were like in their early 20s, you know, they're just kind of kids. And I think they just got into these like personas and worlds that just destroyed them, that they just got in over their heads, you know. My neighbor, who coincidentally is best friends. Well, hold on, this is crazy. Your neighbor, who coincidentally is my best friend's aunt, used to drive Snoop. What the hell? That's awesome. He seems like a chill, fun guy. So that's awesome, man. I actually liked a lot of the stuff Snoop was doing with Pharrell. So yeah. I mean, he's cool. Like, he's not one of my like all-time favorite rappers, but I think he's cool and an interesting guy. But yeah, I'm you know, like, so this is my deal. This is my whole thing with like West Coast stuff. Like the rap scene, Tupac and Biggie would still dominate rap if they had. I completely agree with that. My top 3 rappers would be Biggie, Tupac, and Jadakiss, in that order. I think Jadakiss is the most underrated rapper just ever. Nobody realizes how good he is. He eviscerated 50 Cent when 50 tried to start screwing with him. I mean, I'm not like really into like I don't think it's crap, these stupid spiked turtles. It always bothers me when rappers try to build themselves up at other rappers' expense. So that was like one thing that kind of soured me on Tupac, is Tupac thought he was, I don't know, I think incorrectly. Like, it's like, oh, the Bad Boy guys shot at me or whatever. Like, 'cause he got shot outside of I guess, well, Puffy and his friends were all idiots and stoned out of their mind, and Tupac got smoked outside. But anyway, yeah, like, I don't know, like, Dr. Dre's always beefing with someone, or 50 Cent's always beefing with someone. Just make your own stuff, man. You know, like, I mean, if someone comes after you, I guess it's like, I understand, but, like, just make good music, you know? Like, that was, like, the good thing. Like, after Hit 'Em Up, like, you know what Puffy and Biggie's response to that was? A victory. Just make a good freaking record, you know? DMX, Snoop, and Tupac are my favorites. I enjoy all of them. I have the first 4 Jadakiss albums. Yeah, that is what's up, man. Come to LA. It's a small world. Smaller than people believe. Awesome. Yeah, he's a monster, man. I work out to his music a lot. Even though I just said I don't like diss stuff. Like, Jada's stuff seems to be mostly defensive. His stuff against Beanie Siegel and 50 Cent is just that is darn it. Man. Yeah, no, it's do not, as far as like battle rap type stuff, Jadakiss is not one to mess with. Like, he will destroy you and your small children, not small children. He'll destroy you and your small villages. Yeah, Jadakiss is he ghost wrote a lot for Puff Daddy too. So yeah, Jada's yeah, he's top 3 for me. I like Ja Rule too. I really like Ja Rule. That was I was always pissed off that people jumped on. I like 50 Cent too. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like how 50 Cent can't freaking. I don't like how 50 Cent's career always depends on him like beefing with someone. You know, like the second he came out, he was like going after Ja Rule, and it's like, dude, what the freak? Just shut up. Like, I know they have history, but like, he's clearly just trying to, you know, build himself up using someone else as a tool. You know, like, stand on your own merits, man. But I mean, he's still good at what he does. But yeah. So, but I love Ja Rule. Holler Holler is really good. He's been on like Can I Get is really good. I have the first 4 Beanie and 450 albums. If we start a group, cool. 50 Cent sucks. I do not like. I agree. His flow isn't very good. Blood in My Eyes is good. I think that Ja Rule. I mean, I think Blood in My Eyes is not a bad album, but I think that if he just went right to New York, like, you know, with Fat Joe and Jadakiss, that would have done more to answer 50 Cent than like that whole Blood in My Eye album. You know, if you just make a good track that people can like jam to, nobody cares. Like, I mean, like, that will shut up your critics. You know, like, they say you suck. It's like, oh yeah, I suck. Listen to this song. It's better than yours. So screw off. You know, like, that's all it took. And like, that's what got 50 Cent all salty, was how good New York was. And then he tried to go after Jadakiss, and you know, Jada just, you know, burned him to the ground. You know, because don't screw with Jadakiss. God, don't jump into those freaking pipes either. 50's in, yeah, no, yes, I agree. Yeah, I heard he tried to burn his, I heard he tried to burn a house down with his wife and child in it. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a good person. I think I'm going to give credit where credit is due is. I mean, as far as like rap personalities go, he's probably like one of my least favorite, but I think he's got some talent, you know, at least when he's produced properly. You know, I don't think his flow is very good. But there are songs that he's on where I think he does a good job. Like the Victory remix from, like, what was it, like 2007? I thought he was good on that. I think Chris Brown is not a good person at all, but I think 50 Cent and Chris Brown have some decent collaborations. But, so it's like, as a performer, I think he's decent, but I think as a person, he seems to leave a ton to be desired. Too much high school mentality in hip-hop. Agreed, 1,000%. Yeah, no, that was another reason why I like Biggie, man. The same thing with, like, I mean, I don't know, like, what I don't know. But my whole mentality was, like, when I was in junior high, it was like, people kept coming at Bad Boy, and Bad Boy just put out good music, you know? Like, there you go, man. I mean, you can, like, reference that people are coming after you and stuff without, you know. But I don't know. But my whole thing is just rise above it. I mean, if you're like some lyrical genius like Jadakiss and you want to defend yourself by doing that, but this is the other thing about hip hop, okay? And this is, I mean, I'm saying this as a, just a working class Italian teacher, okay? If you want to have rap music be just like poetry, like, kind of masculine poetry to blow off steam, I'm completely cool with that. But if you start looking at rap music as a prescription for how to live your life, you're an idiot and you're going to ruin your life and other people's lives, So don't be self-destructive. Like, if you view it as an art form and poetry, like, I'm down with, darn it. I get that, and I like it, but, is it weird I dislike 50 but love Eminem? No, because I don't like Eminem that much either, but I think Eminem is very, 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 very talented, and 50 Cent is not as talented as Eminem, so it's not weird at all that you like Eminem more than 50 Cent. 2004 remix, yes, that is what I'm thinking of. Chris Brown is a woman beater, yes, he does appear to be something of a piece of crap, and but that's what I'm saying, it's like, he did that terrible thing, and I'm not saying that like that has to define you, but like he does seem to be like not a good person. But again, like his music is like really good, so people still listen to it, So if you just put out good music, people will listen to you. So don't get all hung up on, like this person said this, so I have to respond. Like if you just do your thing properly and not jump into hammers being thrown at you by turtles, which I freaking hate the Hammer Brothers. It's like people who want to be Tony Montana. Yeah, it's the truth, man. And that's, I mean, like, I love, like, Puff Daddy is, probably my favorite. He is my favorite overall. He's not so much of a rapper as he is a producer. There we go. But he is, one of my, if not, he is my favorite, like, rap personality. But I think he, as a person, he's too wrapped up in kind of making a spectacle of himself. And one of those things is trying to be, like, kind of, not like a Scarface, like, violent, but just I'm a rolling in money gangster. And he was, like, his Instagram, he's, like, this, I don't know. He's got some Kanye in him. And I like Kanye. I'm probably going to write him in for president. Alright, let's play some Mario 3. It's a rap musical expression. It's very poetic. There are roots in the genre, black culture. Some can be poetic, more than modern. Yeah, no. I mean, I love... my favorite thing about rap music is the flow of words contrasted to a familiar song. So something about, like, the foreign and the familiar combining is what I really, really like about it. I mean, and a lot of the rap that I like is more, it's like aggressive party rap is what I like. My wife listens to all this, like, Common-esque stuff, and it's like, whatever, I mean, I'm not saying anything against Common, but it's just, not necessarily my cup of tea. Every rapper wants to be Tony Montana. Yeah, so they all have a picture of Scarface around. Yes, agreed. Mario 3 is such a relaxing, charming game. Ooh, ooh. It's really nice Famicom box art, too. And it was in The Wizard. Send me an angel right now. You know who I love in rap that, is, I think, doesn't get talked about enough are the Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'll see you at the crossroads, and you won't be lonely. And I miss my Uncle Charles. Yo, gotta hold on, gotta be strong. They did a great song with Phil Collins a while ago. They did a remix of Take Me Home. I like Common. Common's cool. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying it's... Okay, don't think I'm insulting Common. I'm just saying, like, he's not necessarily my style of rapper. I mean, I would listen to his stuff, but it's like I'm not rocking it, you know. Yes, so there's that. So if you want to like know what music I listen to pretty much daily when I work out for my rap stuff, it's like a lot of Biggie. So it's basically like Biggie, Jadakiss, Ja Rule, Tech Nine, and Tupac, and Fabulous. That's the artistic, and like some Busta Rhymes. So you really, it's some Rick Ross too. The Mafia Music remix is a track I like to work out to. Ja Rule is up really good on that track. Guess who's Bazak? We're invincible, and we beat the level already. I bought 5 of Fat Joe's albums. I like Fat Joe too. Do you like R&B? I do like R&B. I like Jodeci. And I also like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So that is a great combo. Like if you ever watch season 5 of JoJo, they have "Freaking You" as the closing credits, and it's fantastic. If you actually look in my YouTube channel, I did a fan art of Trish Una with Feenan as the closing credits, or as the not closing credits, as the background music to my fan art. So I said it was like an alternative closing credits to JoJo. My speculation is "Ride With Me" by Nelly is going to be the closing credits to Steel Ball Run. And I have a video fan art of Steel Ball Run with "Ride With Me" on my YouTube channel as well. I like R&B. Yeah, I like R&B. I mean, I want my R&B to be like poppy R&B, you know. So yeah, good stuff. I personally, let's process it, prefer a channel on Sirius called Pop Rocks Mix. Nice. 80s and 2000s. Yeah, I love it. I mean, the music I listen to, okay, for me, these are the things I listen to most. 80s music, rap music, and Japanese pop music. Those are the big 3 for me. And I would say that I would have a hard time ordering those. I would probably put... They're all very near and dear to my heart, but I would probably go like... I can't rank them. I don't want to rank them. So, but that's my stuff. That's my jam right there. When I was buying my car, which hopefully I'll get tomorrow, can I open? How do I open these? Okay. When I was buying my car, I was wearing a Yo MTV Raps hat, and the guy put a Rock the Bells station on. So right off the bat, I liked him because I could tell he's like trying to, like, he's like, "Oh, I noticed you're wearing a rap hat. Here's this rap station right here." Ooh. Oh, you know what other R&B song I really like is "Ignition" by R. Kelly. I mean, that I can listen to that song forever. Like, that's another thing. I know R. Kelly's like a weirdo in real life, but man, "Ignition" is like one of the best songs ever. Like, both versions are good, but that remix is the video to it as well. It's just like insane. It's making me want to. I literally want to watch it right now, just thinking about it. So, Nick, you might appreciate this. By the way, what did you buy? Oh, I bought a 2010 Chevy Malibu. It's white. It's in nice shape. And it's only got 36,000 miles on it. For me, it's 80s, 90s, 2000s. J-pop. I like 90s and 2000s music as well. We could actually go through my music collection. I think you might find that amusing. I like K-pop. I don't have as much K-pop. I don't think I have any actual K-pop, like official stuff. I won a HOT CD on the TV show Revolution on International Channel, but I prefer Ignition. Oh, you like the original Ignition better? Interesting. Well, to each their own. Well, I like how they go into each other, you know. Like, if you listen to them together, they go really well. But, no, I definitely like the remix to Ignition, which is hot and fresh out the kitchen. It's got Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing. Girl, we off in this Jeep, fogging windows up, blasting the radio in the back of my truck. I like the nerdy white guy in the video too. Like, they push him out on the dance floor and he starts dancing and everyone starts cheering him on. Oh, you know what else I love about the Ignition video is that part where R. Kelly's head is revolving like an earth. I just love stuff like that, like just crazy over the top nonsense, you know. Ah! Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah! Run, 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 run! I mean, we'd get in trouble. I think I have the Ignition music video on my Macintosh, on my iMac. I'm not doing well here. Give me my extra guy. I think you have to hit select to get that extra guy. I like the feeling on your booty. There you go. Ah! And those soulful lyrics right there. I know there's a way to get that extra life to drop down, but whatever. Come on. I guess it's probably easier for me to be small here, though. Until I actually get to King Koopa's lovable offspring. There we go. Mario's just chugging along here. You know who else is good? He does like remix music. I think his name is like Matoma, I think is how it is. He's like got this kind of Caribbean remix beat. And actually, he did the first One More Chance that Biggie did, the one that's like incredibly explicit that was not radio friendly at all. And Ja Rule's got a verse on it. It's called "The Old Thing Back." It's a good track. It's really good. I think R. Kelly was clearly guilty, but I find it corny and disingenuous how people initially ignored and forgot about it, then condemned him later. Yeah, no, I agree. But, I mean, the thing is like... No, I agree, man, but, like, there's always this thing of, like, it's the artist and the creator, and it's like, if you can separate the creator from his... You know, if you can, like, separate, like, the art from the artist, then, you know, then that's fine. I mean, like, I think you should be able to like what you like musically and not necessarily agree with everything a person does, you know. I don't know. I don't approve of this. I don't know. I don't like the whole cancel culture thing of, I know it's like a trendy word to say now, but the whole, like, because you did this wrong, that must define everything that you do. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. you can look at something and be like, this is good. This is like, for example, like the Volkswagen comes from Nazi Germany. Like, does that mean that we can't drive Volkswagens anymore? Like, wait, can I? Did I just? I hope this doesn't kill me here. Nope, I can drop down here. Right, so it's like, yeah, that's good. Volkswagens are good. Other things about Nazi Germany, horrendous. You know. All right. Ah, son of a gun. That's not good. I hate cancel culture. Yeah, it's bullshit, man. No, it's just like, okay, I'm a teacher, right? If I do you have I'm gonna pause this for a second. Do you have any idea how many times kids screw up and do stupid things and do screw up and do stupid things and do cruel things that are just completely unacceptable? A lot. Okay. Well, should that one thing define them for the rest of their life? No, absolutely not. But there's this trend in our culture where it's like, you did something wrong, and therefore you must have your livelihood destroyed. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, and it's like, you should tell people why what they do is wrong and encourage them to change and be an example yourself, right? You can't like try to be this totalitarian person dictating what other people do and trying to destroy people's lives because at one point in the other person's life they did something you disagree with, you know? It's horrible. Anyway, Noel, do you have any recorded tapes of Music Video Heaven? Yes, I do. And if you go on my channel, you can find Catharsis by Young One, which I uploaded. So I do have that, and I mean, I do have some Music Video Heaven just kind of scattered around in my VHS tape collection, but I definitely uploaded Catharsis by Young One. If you remember the international channel, they actually played that in their commercial for Music Video Heaven. So you go on my channel, go to the international channel section, and you can see Catharsis by Young One from Music Video Heaven. And I believe I've also got some HOT. I think I have the Promise of HOT anime video up on my channel. And that's actually kind of it's a really pretty song, but it's kind of about a kid dying in this like cyberpunk future. And then the angel versions of HOT take care of her. It's really weird. I feel the biggest problem, people pretend their own wrong actions are better than others. Yeah. Yep. I don't know, man. Like, I'm very big on the very clear gospel message of do unto others as you would have done to yourself. 1, 2, live according to your own standards. Do not be a hypocrite. You know, Jesus, you know, he didn't tell you to do whatever you want to do. But the people that he most clearly went after were the people in positions of power who were hypocritical. You know, he'd call them weighted sepulchers, like all that stuff, you know? So, you know, the most dangerous standards to live by are your own, because someone might actually expect you to do what you claim you believe in. So, do your best to not be a flaming hypocritical lunatic with no ethical grounding. I love HOT. They are, yes, Outside Castle is a freaking awesome song. I wish everything... Sorry, this is the chat's really blowing up here. This is good. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay. I'm going to turn the phone toward me so I can see everyone's awesome comments here. Okay. Cancel culture is unfortunate. It's actually good that you don't know what it is. From my understanding, it's basically a trend in mass culture that has really been happening in the last year or so, but it's also been happening before that as well. But it's really become intensified in the last, you know, last year and a half, where if you have done something that is considered politically incorrect, then these mobs of liberal-minded, cosmopolitan people who primarily exist on the internet will fuel social outrage, and in some cases harass people, in some cases try to get people fired, publicly shame people. They really try to destroy your personal life and your livelihood because you disagree with them about politics or have done something that they find unacceptable. And it might be unacceptable, but it's a situation where someone, kind of steps out of line according to another person's beliefs, and because they've stepped out of line according to that other person's beliefs, they must be destroyed. Maybe not literally, but and maybe not in terms of like physical harm, although that could be a part of it. But really just ruining people's livelihoods, reputation, peace of mind. It's kind of like the Cultural Revolution in China, where you would like kind of just like harass and ruin people for you deviating from the message of whatever it is that these kind of liberal-minded people will believe in. And I'm a fairly liberal-minded person, but I'm not a lunatic. Too many people are using cancel culture for power plays. Yes, I agree. I like how coins keep rotating even when the screen is paused. That's true. Let me scroll down. If we could see everything people did, it would be crazy. Yeah, I know. And like the other thing that really bugs me is it's like, I'm sorry, do we live in a free country? People can disagree with things. Yeah, the hardcore liberals. Yeah, it is. It's mostly like lunatics on Twitter. So I'm not on Twitter. Like, I mean, there are these like YouTubers that basically like make a living just reading what insane people on Twitter do. And on the one, yeah, no, I am a Catholic Marxian social democrat. That is how I would describe myself. But I increasingly find myself agreeing more and more with American conservatives on more issues than the Democratic Party, and that is what it is. And I'm probably gonna just vote for Kanye on protest. Like, because I mean, he seems like a free thinker. He seems like a egotistical self-promoter, but he also seems like a creative artist who thinks outside the box too. And I'm just not a big fan of either Trump or Biden. If you had if someone's like, you have to pull the lever for Trump or Biden, I would, and I'm not doing this enthusiastically, pull the lever for Trump. But I think they're both pretty, leave a lot to be desired. Yes, proud Democratic Socialist. I still have my Bernie bumper sticker on my car. Kanye seems unstable to me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about unstable. He very well could be unstable. I think he's eccentric. I think that would be how I would describe him more than unstable. Although being married to the Kardashians, that seems to make everyone unstable. So, yeah, Bernie should have pivoted more to the working class than the college students. If he had done that, he would have had a better shot. But one thing that I think is fairly stable about Kanye is he has taken a lot of criticism, and he just keeps on keeping on, man. Like he keeps doing his thing. So I hate it when I'm on a hip hop forum and then someone spams my thread to talk about my opinion on Trump. Yeah, like seriously, dude. Like I people can like him or dislike him and not hate each other. They can, and people can agree to disagree on things too. Like America didn't stop being a place where you could have civil discourse. So don't talk to me about politics when I'm not. I agree. Yeah, Kanye would be way worse than Trump if he ever becomes president. Could be. I don't know. Or the optimistic thing could be is that he could potentially maintain a lot of the things that lead to stability while try to adjust some of the systemic problems. But who knows, because he's a total unknown. And it would be, I don't know. I don't know. He would have to really, we'd have to find more. He'd have to, let me put it this way. He would have to really go into describing more of his platform for us to be able to take him 100% seriously. Put it that way. He would have to get really serious about things, and he'd have to be doing it in a hurry. But as a third-party option, I don't know. And stop acting like voting for anyone means you're blindly supporting all theirs. Yeah, thank you. Yep, yeah, 1,000%. Yep. No, people are always voting for, in their minds, who would be like the lesser of the two evils kind of thing. And there's always things that you pick and choose from which side you like better, and then you say, like, out of this scenario, I'm choosing this person for these reasons, and it doesn't mean I agree 100% with everything that this person does. And yeah, I agree. So, yeah, there's definitely room for civil discourse and agreeing to disagree. And Kanye is a big question mark. But I do think that the things that I like about Kanye is that, at least as in his public persona, is he's not afraid to make unpopular decisions that appear to be relatively principled. So, for example, he'll tell black communities what they're doing wrong. He'll like Trump, but at the same time, he won't just be a robot Republican. He'll understand things from the bottom up that happen in black communities, and understand things like, police violence or profiling or things like that as well. Yes, I mean, I don't know. He seems like an outside the box person. He's highly creative, but he's also eccentric and egotistical too. So, I don't know. that's who he is. So, but I think it could be a refreshing change of pace to have him kind of mix things up. Because I do think that American people are being increasingly just, I don't know, they're having their options too reduced to two bad options. So, but that is what it is. So, we all make our choices and hope for the best. So, all right, back to more Mario. But True Sinister, I agree with you. Yeah, it's almost like Trump won and drove the media crazy, and so now the media must drive the American people crazy. Like that's what's happening here. It's like, you must suffer because we're suffering. I never voted in my life. I don't care, man. Like, honestly, like, there are all these people. It's like, well, you must vote, and it's like, I understand the importance of your civic duty, but at the same time, if you really feel like you don't know what to do, you're better off just sitting it out and educating yourself, or if you really feel like you aren't represented by anyone, you don't have to do anything, That's not me telling you not to vote. It's just me telling you to vote your conscience. And if voting your conscience is not voting, then that is what it is, I hate it when those mushrooms fall the wrong direction. I hate politics also. Yeah. It's easy to dislike politics for sure. They definitely... I mean, I would never, ever, ever want to be president. There's just... I mean, I don't know why... You'd have to be, like, insanely ambitious to want to be president. And not ambitious necessarily in a good way either. It's like being president, it's like you're going to end up doing almost certainly things that a moral person would not want to do, or just the amount of pressure and stress just on you from every level is just ridiculous. So let me adjust the camera here. Sorry. Ooh, it's Peach, and she's got a message for us. It's in Japanese. Let me just try to readjust this here. Why does our camera keep moving? Sorry, guys. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Being president is one of the worst jobs ever known to man. It certainly seems that way. Alright, we are now in World 2. Of Mario 3. I remember playing Mario 3 at a babysitter's house, and that babysitter, darn it, would make spaghetti, and I would always make spaghetti and bread sandwiches, and we watched Ghostbusters. It was amazing. So that was a good time. So, like, NES would be, like, the thing that everyone had, but, like, I didn't have, And then I ended up with a Genesis. And then I ended up with all these crazy consoles that are amazing, so. Darn it! Mario always has just much more levels than Sonic 2. That's good, though. There we go. They really need to make, like... Darn it. They need to make a Matlock video game. Like, they did it with, who's that, like, lawyer that... Those lawyer games that Capcom made. They need to make a game like that with Matlock. I want a Matlock video game. You could have, like, a chiptune version of the opening. Do 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 do. Yeah! Alright, there you go. Wow, looks like my suggestion for a Matlock video game has driven the viewer count down. I apologize for nothing. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nothing good. Well, we almost had it. Alright, Mario. Remember how, like, as a child, you were always afraid of quicksand? It's like, what would I do if I was ever in quicksand? It's like, I think, a big part of that was, like, the freaking never-ending story, right? Remember that horse getting dragged down in quicksand? That, like, screwed all the kids up. What was even the point of that? Let's make a fantasy movie where a horse dies in quicksand and you fly around on a gigantic dog carpet. I'm not knocking the never-ending story. I'm just questioning some of its narrative choices here. Hold on, Nick. Let me see what you're going to say. Let's pause it here. Growing up, my grandmother had me watch Matlock and Murder, She Wrote. And you are better for it, my friend. It's actually funny because my mom, I just realized, like, watches Matlock. I was like talking about Matlock today, and my mom was like, "Oh, I watched Matlock today. What did you think of it?" I'm like, "It was fantastic." I am a huge Columbo guy, though. Columbo is my hero. I love Columbo. He's the man. But I also really like. I liked Matlock just without having an older relative encourage me to watch it, because my aunt and uncle, my great aunt and uncle, used to watch me. So my mom's aunt and uncle, when my mom was in school, like this is not like part of the Sega Genesis story. Sometimes I'd go to my aunt and uncle's house, but they couldn't watch me during the day because they both had jobs. That's not good at all. Get up, Mario. Yeah. So I was watching Matlock one day, and my uncle walks in, and he's like, "You like this show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like this show. It's Matlock." I was like 9 years old. But yeah, no, Matlock's the shiz Nike. Ah, crap. Murder, She Wrote's cool too. But I like Matlock. I like the old lawyer surrounding himself with trendy 80s people. But like they're like reacting to his old school ways. I also like the the common man genius trope that all these shows have. I remember listening to an interview with Peter Falk, who plays Columbo, and he's just like, Columbo's the guy next door. If he was the greatest murder detective who ever lived. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay. Whoa. Damn it. Stupid ghost. Hey, Pete, chill. Ah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, I need some kind of mushroom. 1, 2. Ah, damn it. You almost had him. So, we haven't really talked about this too much. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for it, but, what do you guys think about the whole Dr. Disrespect thing? Are you guys following that story at all? I don't really watch Twitch, but I do know Dr. Disrespect, and some of the personalities like Dr. Disrespect and Pokimane. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I think Dr. Disrespect's really funny from all the clips I've seen from him on, either YouTube or, wherever. But, yeah, he's just, like, randomly been offed. And, no comment from anyone. Why do I keep doing that? Damn it! Alright. Game over. A show with some serious underlying Golden Girlish tones. The handicapped people at the day program loved watching in the afternoon. I was like, holy crap. Are you talking about Murder, She Wrote? They like Murder, She Wrote's got Golden Girl tones. Golden Girls was... I don't know, man. It was just like... It's too overbearing, and it's not. I don't know. Like, I don't feel comfortable watching Golden Girls. Like, I remember, like, I used to watch it and think it was funny, and then just like over time, it just watching it comes with kind of a heaviness on your chest. Like, there's just, I mean, they're kind of funny, but at the same time, they're just all kind of like these overbearing old ladies, and it's just kind of like I can't relax to this. So, I mean, I remember Betty White was kind of funny and ditzy, and then, like, the oldest one was the most sexually active. So, yes, Betty White. So, like, yes, okay. So, underlying tone, serious underlying tones is Golden Girls. Yes, I remember. Like, didn't they have like a spin-off after B. Arthur left? What was that really funny movie from the '90s that had like the joke about naked photos of B. Arthur? And they're like, "All right, B. Arthur." Was it no Airheads? It's Airheads. It's Airheads. I was gonna say is it Mallrats? And I was like, no, it's Airheads. Okay, we lost at Mario 3. So this has been fun. We're gonna keep streaming, but I think we might want to, since we've played every Mario game on here, and it's been lots of fun. Piers Morgan, not really. I don't like. I mean, I don't hate his guts or anything like that. He's just not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't. I don't really check him out that much. I know he replaced Larry King. So, I mean, if, you know, for people who like him, that's cool. But he's not really my cup of tea. So, we played a little bit of this custom Star Ocean last time, which we could revisit. But I'm thinking you guys might be interested in what I consider to be one of the best fighting games on the Super Famicom, if not the best fighting game on the Super Famicom. It is Gundam Wing, the Endless Duel. So we played Gundam Battle Assault 1 and 2 a few streams ago, and I was comparing it to this game. And this game is really, really good. It's got crazy good music, crazy good graphics, and smooth gameplay. So it's win, 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 win. All right. So, without further ado, let's play some Gundam Wing, the Endless Duel, on the Super Famicom. And then we've got lots of other options if we want to play something else. We'll rotate our camera like so. Wait, Nick, what are the serious undertones of Golden Girls? I don't remember it. Alright. Time for some Gundam Wing. Actually, maybe I don't want to know the serious undertones of Golden Girls. Oh, I love Gundam Wing so much. Man, the soundtrack to this game is just insanely ridiculous. In a good way. So, this is actually the second opening to Gundam Wing. Rhythm of Motion. In chiptune form. And we have Relina Peacecraft. We're on like the Toonami daytime version of Gundam Wing. It was like Relina gave Hiro the birthday invitation, and like they didn't want to have Hiro tell Relina "I'll kill you" because too many kids would be watching. So they had him say "I'll destroy you," and it's kind of like it's kind of an odd choice of words. Like, I'm going to destroy your credit rating. You'll never buy a home now. Changing our options, it's just like looking at a Gundam screen. So there are some things with old ladies and weird views and sex. Some weird lessons. It was more of a daytime show. I'm not shocked. So I'm not shocked. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's just not. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Now, I know what is my cup of tea. The only Gundam I know is Gundam Wing, Back when Toonami was amazing. Yes! You know what is my cup of tea? This music. These are our options. We have all the Wild Wing boys here. And then we have Mercurius, Tall Geese, and the Vey 8 with Lady Un. Zex and his lady friend. We're going to be the Wing 0. The most powerful, the coolest Gundam. We're gonna go up against the Death Scythe. Loved how an endless duel we had like the Angel Winged and Bat Winged. Wing 0 and Death Scythe. Death Scythe Hell, as it is known. Now this game it's Street Fighter with robots, incredibly smooth responsive gameplay, insanely good music. This is a Super Famicom game that plays as good or better than a PlayStation fighting game. It looks great, it sounds great, the music is good. I have nothing but praise for this game. This game used to be insanely expensive on eBay. I don't know what it goes for now. I remember when Gundam Wing was out when I was in high school, and my friends and I would look at this game on eBay. It would go north of $100 easily. I got this game, I want to say, for something like $70 or $60 on Buy Right Games. And I bought it when I graduated high school, I believe, with a big crop of video games that included Dance Dance Revolution and a Battleship Yamato disc. So it's great stuff. Yeah, please God, bring back early 90s Toonami. Or early 2000s Toonami. Yeah, because I remember they did the April Fool's thing where they actually showed that Toonami. And it was one of those times where it was like everyone on the internet agreed. It doesn't happen ever. But everyone from every stripe of life agreed that Toonami from the early 2000s needed to come back. And it was awesome. And they tried. They brought it back. And it's like, okay. But I don't know. It's on like late on Saturday nights. And I don't know. I like it. I don't want it to go away. But if I can watch like anime in Japanese, I'd rather watch it subbed than dubbed. I remember when Toonami came back, they had like limited access to what shows they could get. And the one I watched most was Casshern Sins, and it was a really weird show. It was like Casshern, like this metal hero, but they tried to make it all depressing and weird. I just paid $75 for Donkey Kong 64. In box with an expansion pack. Nice. Well done. I only have Donkey Kong Country through the Super Nintendo Mini. But, you know, that's because, so I ended up getting my Super Nintendo when I was in, like, I think 11th grade, 10th or 11th grade. I must have been in 11th grade, is my guess. It's because my best friend gave his Super Nintendo to his brother, and his brother never played it, and I really wanted it because I knew all of the good RPGs and stuff on Super Nintendo, so, you know, I was chomping at the bit to get it. So I ended up getting my friend's brother's, who his brother is my friend too. So I got my friend's older brother's Super Nintendo. They paid like $30 for it with like all the games and everything, and I think it came with about like 10 games. And then, you know, I borrowed Chrono Trigger from my other best friend, and over time started to accumulate cool Japanese games on it. Found ways to play Super Famicom games on it. Eventually that game did break. Donkey Kong Country 2 is the best Donkey Kong game. Interesting. I like that the Donkey Kong Country Donkey Kong is is Donkey Kong Jr. And, because Donkey Kong Jr. is one of my favorite characters. He's very cute. I like his little, like, onesie. He's like a cute baby monkey. Guy Jillionaire actually just did a video on Donkey Kong Mario manga, so check it out. Sandrock is cool. I like how Catra has those cool, like, sword, like those scimitars with his Gundam. Looks cool. I have Gundam Wing Battlefield of Pacifists manga from Tokyo Pop. That's pretty good. Hey, Rogue Drums is back. We are now playing some Gundam Wing, the Endless Duel. So we basically went through the Japanese version of Super Mario All-Stars, played a little bit of each version, and now we are playing some Gundam Wing. One of the best animes and best fighting games on the Super Famicom. The controls on this are just, they're as responsive as any Street Fighter game. Which is, you know, not particularly normal, because a lot of the times when companies other than Capcom or SNK would make these games, the controls would always be a bit sticky. Not in this game, though. We talked extensively about rap music. Talked about Cortland. Veered a little bit into politics. Talked a little bit about Kanye. Talked about some R&B music. So that's what you missed out on. But it's all going to be uploaded after the fact. So check it out on the channel as you drift into unconsciousness at a future date. So, Rogue Drums, were you hanging out with your lady friend? I don't need to know. I'm just making conversation. Nick started ranting about the Golden Girls for some reason. Yes, it is good stuff. But what's not good stuff is me almost eating that super move right there. Come on. Got him. Can't remember. Epion is the final boss of this game. I can't remember who the final boss is, but it's Epion, the dragon Gundam of Zex. Yeah, the whole, like, Gundam, the G Gundam, Gundam Wing, Gundam X trifecta, I thought that was great. You know, they're really, like, getting out of the Universal... I like Universal Century, don't get me wrong, but it's like, you know, they're gonna go, like, alternate dimension here. You get really creative. And G Gundam, that is just the coolest hell anime. I didn't see Gundam X. I know it had Warren Weeby's Human Touch. It had like an English language ending. But it seemed like an alternate dimension kind of version of what life would be like after Char's counterattack. And then like G Gundam was like the more shonen, and Gundam Wing was like a little bit more shoujo in their style. Remember, V8 can be kind of a pain. I got a jet. I work from home mostly, but have 3 weeks to wrap my stuff, so I gotta get up early. Good night. Good night, Nick. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your commentary, your presence, your friendship. So stop by again in the near future. All right, KO'd that V8. I have no clock in here, so I don't know what time it is. We've been streaming for over 2 hours. We'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. We can beat this game. I would like to, though. Can't quite remember how to super move on this. I guess that bottom thing's got to be charged up all the way. No, she went to bed. I was doing drum gear. Nice. Good deal. We're gonna fight Noin. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, and Tenchi Muyo. Those were the big three, man. If you watch Toonami, that was the perfect combo. Tenchi Muyo's OVA was very, very beautiful, but Tenchi Universe, which was also really well animated, but not quite as good as the OVA, but Tenchi Universe, that was freaking hilarious. Tenchi in Tokyo! That was an series. It had some really funny episodes, but overall I thought the series was not anywhere nearly as good as the OVA or Universe. I hate how V8 has that freaking uppercut to kind of screw with your jump kicks. Well, that's a little better there. Come on, come on, come on. Maybe if she'll just keep charging at me here. There we go. Yeah, I can't oh yeah, so I ended up getting a cheap Chinese pair of Coach sunglasses instead of my HDMI to 480i component video converter in the mail. I've been waiting for that package for weeks from China. And they sent me the wrong thing, or had no intention of sending me the right thing to begin with. Ugh, this stupid force field. I'm just gonna try to spam my sword attack here. Actually, that wasn't wise. Come on, come at me. It's gonna be a war of attrition here, which is appropriate. Ah, crap. Got her. Alright. We should be getting close to the end here. Troa. He has really nice music here. Remember, I used to jam to this. Oh no, Troa! He pilots the Wing Gundam here. He's not piloting Heavy Arms. Yeah, if memory serves me correctly, I think there was a part in the anime where Troa had to pilot the Wing Gundam. Come on, come on! Ah, darn it. Almost had him. I talked to Jim, our PlayStation Got the Hookup guy. Here's another rap reference there. The Master P, leader of the No Limit Soldiers. So you should be getting the completed version of our PlayStation Mini upgrade shortly. So you should be done with it this weekend, and you know, it won't take long to get here. So he's adding a few new games on it to replace the ones that didn't work, and customizing wallpaper and background music, per my request. And I also ordered Popeye for the Famicom and Splatterhouse for the Famicom. So those should be fun games to watch for the streams and review for the channel. Epion is the final boss, or as Santino would say, the final boss. I don't remember if we have to fight Tall Geese or not. We might have to fight Tall Geese. Oh, I want to say we don't, though. I want to say Epion's the final guy, because Epion is the last guy you fight in the anime. Because Trace dies before... I mean, Zex doesn't die. Or does he? I don't remember. I think Zex does die at the end of Gundam Wing. It's been so long since I've seen it. Psycho Crusher BS. Give Epion a few tries here. Super Famicom, noted for its sound and graphics. Genesis often had a bit faster gameplay. The Turbo Graphics, with its CD add-on, produced very nice anime openings to their games. But the Super Famicom, in conjunction with its relationship to all the cool manga magazines, definitely ruled Japan throughout the early to mid-90s, much like its predecessor, the regular Famicom. Will you please go down? Good. Alright. One more round here. Come on, hero. You can do this here. Just do my best. Work the plasma saber combos here. Try to mix in some projectiles. Maybe a well-timed super move. Maybe being knocked unconscious. Alright, well, I'm going to do one more try. I feel like it's getting late, and I am getting, as Mr. Wolf and Peppa Pig would say, a bit tired. Alright. We'll go back to the Wing Zero. Yeah, always don't forget to work that jump kick. Ah, the jump kick. The greatest weapon against a cheap final boss. Well, we both shot each other's super moves at each other. Can you please not whip me repeatedly? I'm packing a package to ship tomorrow. It's a drum thing that you won't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about the world of percussion. But it's good that you do. We can do my good old jump, kick, sweep, jump, kick, sweep. But you should never rely on one move too much. Try to mix it up where possible. Know it's gonna get you to the well, but definitely All right, one more try. I need to dig deep to my reserves, like Rock, Naruto. Dig deep in those reserves. We're the last shot on the stream. Wing Zero, piloted by Hiro Yui, against Zex Marquis and his villainous Epion. And here we go. Off to a bad start. It's a little better. Man, totally dodged my super move. That didn't go well. Alright. Let's see how this round goes. Could be the first of many. Or the last one. For the stream. Work that long cross right there. Seem to be able to always, at least not. You can get a round out of him. You just don't know if we can beat him yet. I mean, I've beaten this game a lot before, but I haven't played it in a while. Darn it! Let's go for the jump kick there. There's that jump kick. And there's that super move that I'm jumping into right now. Please stop. Got him. Alright, one more round here. Win, lose, or draw. We'll see how it goes. Oh, man. It's looking good. Don't choke. Yes! I hope we beat the game. Yes, we did it. Zoom our camera in here a bit. All right. There's our cool closing credits. As we see the Wing Gundam lying there. Or is that... I don't know. I can't tell if that's Wing Gundam. That doesn't look like Epion. This is like Wing Gundam kind of smashed up a bit. But there does seem to be some... There, I know, right? Yes, I will bid you all good night. But I want to have the credits roll through first. I believe Trace is going to pop up here and talk, if memory serves me correctly. Presented by Bandai. Nope. Might pop up on it. Alright, gang. Well, that has been our Super Famicom stream known as the Super Mario Collection Plus. In this case, the Plus being for Gundam Wing, the Endless Duel. One of the greatest, if not the best, fighting games for the Super Famicom. So, you know, we are after 12:30. I know a lot of you guys have stuff you got to do, and I should probably hit the hay myself. So thank you for being on the stream. We'll probably stream tomorrow night since Saturday is my wife's birthday. So, you know, I guess I should probably try to spend some modicum of quality time with her, you know, since I'm such a good guy. So anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Yes, go to bed, and I will see you all in the very near future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see when our next stream is, and also keep an eye out for other videos. I think we recently reviewed we most recently reviewed Sapphire for the TurboGrafx PC Engine, and thank you, Diego. We also just did a review pretty recently of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. So, good night, Diego. Good night, Arrow. Good night, Rogue Drums. Good night, Nick and True Sinister. So, we'll see you all in the near future. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.